Hello, today we are talking about importing libraries. This is the art of not doing all the work ourselves. Cool. And it's surprisingly easy, but takes a little bit of mental arithmetic to understand how to make it work. For this class, we're going to import math, and what this will do is give us the whole math module. And if you remember from our first lecture, this is a collection of code that all has something in common. I may or may not have shown you this, or maybe I just talked about a lot of them. And these are a bunch of mathematical functions, and that was a hyperlink, that are to do math for us. Like, for instance, floor and ceiling. Yeah, we could write that code ourselves. Could do a lot of things. But let's just do it ourselves. Or let it do it for us, sorry. Import math. This is usually kept as the first line of our program, and you can see that this is grumpy with me. It says code analysis. Unused, imported, but unused. This is called a linter, and lint as in like dryer lint, just junk. And it's kind. It's trying to be kind. So if we wanted to do some math, we could do that now. So if I wanted to calculate the area of a circle, then we have area is area of circle. Good variable names matter, right? What does the variable area of circle mean? I almost named it A. It is so tempting. We never get past that, but name them well. What is this variable? Area of circle. Oh, okay. Well, it's pi r squared. So let's look over at our stuff here. And we can look through all of this. So we have greatest common divisor. Neat. Asking if things are infinite, which does matter. Logarithms, exponentials, some trig. So we have sine, cosine, tan. Converting degrees to radians, radians to degrees. That's actually really easy to do. But hey, whatever, it's here. That's nice. There we go. Constants. Pi, e, tau, infinity. If you ever want to write the number infinity, math.inf. It is actually more useful than you'd expect. And then some not a number stuff. We'll talk about not a number once we talk about NumPy. So math.py, there we go. That's all I want. So jumping back over to my code, pi r squared. So I have to always use the module name first, math.py, and it's actually going to try to help me, which is very kind of it. Pi times radius. I guess I need a radius. I'll throw that up in my control variables area. 5 pi r squared. Oops. We know two different ways to square things. I think there's even a math.pow to do power. It is a built-in function, which we saw first class, second class, when we talked a little bit about built-in functions. But I'm going to use the double stars, math times radius squared, pi r squared. And then I can just happily run it. And then I'll see my area of a circle is actually fairly huge, but that's fine. I can use functions here too. I'm going to run those over here. So I could type import math here too, but this runs what's called in the same environment. So math is already here. So I could say math.cosine of 1, and it'll give me whatever the cosine of 1 is. Math.cos of 0 is 1. Very cool. I could put math.cos of math.pi. That's fine. And it'll happily work for us. So if there's ever a mathematical function you might want to use, check out the math library. Chances are it's in here. It's got nearly everything, and if it's not here, it's probably in a different library, and you can check those out. Yeah, lots of nice things in there. That's where we're going to start. Math.py is the first one that we'll use. And notice the difference between math.py, which is a constant, and math.cosine, and this is a function. So functions, whenever you see these smooth brackets, those are function calls. And they can be attached to modules, which we've seen here. We've also seen print. So I'm going to start printing things out. We're going to talk about pretty printing very soon. Of circle. But if we just print a thing, it'll actually happily give us the output here, which is great. That's exactly what we want. In general, it gives us a namespace. So it means that we can call all of the functions within the math module. It's the fancy word for it. Square root's a useful one too. Programmers are lazy. SQRT. Don't do that. You're better than that. So there are, so just talking about namespaces. Let's talk about what's going on here. Python is loosely typed, right? We're terrible at naming things, right? It's true, we are. So what has happened here is that we've imported math and we've used it, math.py. Then we're going to say math is equal to some math that I did. Cool. So math is now 52. If I say math.py again, it's going to say 52.py. What? And that's exactly what Python is saying. And what we've done is, well, when I import math, it's basically a variable. It happens to be a variable that is pointing to our library, but it's just a variable. And then when I overwrite the math variable, then I try to call pi, and I'm thinking that this is my module, but in fact, now it's just the number 52. The number 52 doesn't know pi. The math module knows pi. The number 52 doesn't. Int object has no attribute pi. So 52 does not know pi, is what this is trying to say. It's not a beautiful error message, but it is correct. And that's what we'll find with a lot of error messages, that they're sometimes a little general. In this class, we're going to use math, random, maybe OS, definitely NumPy, probably Matplotlib. And we'll be using these to do stuff for us, which is a very excellent thing. There's heaps of these. We'll not use all of them. When this class is actually in person, I give you a cheat sheet because I don't expect you to memorize these things or how they work. Now that this class is online, you have all of the documentation. But reading it the first time is hard. So read through the documentation and know how to use them, but don't memorize how to use them. That doesn't make sense. Thank you for watching, and I am looking forward to talking about this in class with you.